to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
I screamed, but nobody heard me.
Well, good day, fine folks. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay, Big E, Kadog, the whole team is here. Hank joins the crew. How are you, my friend?
Quite well, Mike. Thank you for having me back.
Oh,
It's a pleasure to be here.
Have it no other way. How was your weekend?
It's very good. I
Yeah?
enjoyed Saturday night immensely, Mike.
I did as well.
Saw Wiener with you.
Yes. Can you believe it? No thanks to E. But we did see Wiener.
Saw Wiener with you, yeah. Wiener the movie. Anthony
Finally.
Weiner.
That was good, too.
I thought it was, too.
We saw a Black Lives Matter rally in progress.
Twice.
Twice?
Yeah, dude. They went down the road before you showed up.
Oh.
Gab and I were sitting in the bar. They went by. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. We're in Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
And then you show up, and boom, here they come again. I guess it wasn't impactful enough the first time. I don't know.
I don't know. It seemed like a low turnout. I don't think I would have taken pride in that particular march. I mean, there was, I don't know, 60 people,
Yeah.
something like that.
I told Mike, like, did they not understand also that there was a big event happening in Ann Arbor, that they were in a time. It was a time where they could have had a very big audience at least, whether they would have listened or
Well,
cared
maybe that's
or not.
all they could get going. I mean,
But they-
maybe they
no,
were
but-
happy with the 60 or so.
No, but they couldn't. No, I'm saying, but the timing of their thing. Like, if they had done it at 2-ish or done it at, like, 6-ish.
Oh, right. Well, 100,000 people are sitting in the stadium.
Right.
They decide to do their
Yeah, there is a
demonstration.
national event going on, not even a mile
Well,
down the
maybe
road.
they did. Maybe they did, and then they just circled back down to the
I
streets.
guess.
Ann Arbor was really hopping, man. Those soccer fans were everywhere.
They were. Made it hard to get dinner,
It did. We had to go place to place to place to finally find a spot.
to finally find some asparagus.
Yeah, of course. Jay gets asparagus for dinner.
Dude,
did you
we
get,
went to
Mike?
this. No, it was a weird menu.
What do you
Admit
think
it.
I got?
Admit it was a weird menu.
It was a weird menu. It was an Ann Arbor menu.
I ended up with asparagus with a friggin' fried egg over it.
What?
Yes.
Fried egg part sounds good.
And pork tacos. They were delicious.
Yeah, he had pork tacos. Of course, they give him like 2 little tortillas that you're supposed to wrap it in. He took one of the tortillas off. Didn't need the extra carbs.
That's not why I took it off.
Yes, that's
I don't
why you
need the-
took
I
it
don't
off.
need the dryness of a second tortilla.
Well, either way, thank God Gab was there and was into buffalo wings, which shocked me. I would not have pegged her as a buffalo wings
She
kind of
loves
person.
buffalo wings.
Yeah, so we were able to have some of those, and but yeah, that was good. But the Wiener movie, finally got to go see it.
I liked it, man. It was funny, sickening at times, troubling to kind of see the inside of a campaign like that. And
yeah.
in large part sad, honestly.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah,
The-
you
the
felt
only-
embarrassed for the guy.
Yeah, I felt embarrassed for all the just all the people that are involved with a campaign that are stuck. They've hitched their wagon to
Yeah.
Anthony Weiner.
But here's the thing. I think a lot of those people did that because of Huma. I think they did that, and they sort of mentioned this for a second in the movie, that these young people latched onto that and tried to help his campaign from the get-go because they wanted to be known as helpers in this campaign
Right.
and hopefully hitch their wagon to Huma,
Yeah.
who's obviously the right-hand woman of Hillary.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I thought she came off
Awful.
really bad in this, and I don't
Like,
know.
how so?
Dude, weak.
Weak.
Really?
Everybody knows
Yeah,
the story,
soft.
right? So my man does a couple dick pics and he gets caught, and so Huma forgives him. So while he resigns from Congress, he promises never to do it again. And then
Goes
here's,
back at it
here's
and
the
does it again.
The comeback story is what is being documented in this movie Wiener. And so they start with him running for mayor of New York.
Right.
And all that's behind him, and he's putting it all
yeah.
behind, and we're moving forward, and
I'm
he's a
sending my
family
dick
man.
to people.
Family man now, and then the what's her name Leathers, was it Shannon Leathers or
Something like that. Yeah,
whatever, the skank chick who's now a porn star.
yeah, like the 23-year-old or whatever she was that was on the receiving end of those dick pics.
Yeah, comes out as his sexting partner and phone sex partner, and she just goes totally public with it, and it breaks again, like, holy shit, Wiener did it again, as Carlos Danger this time.
Yeah.
And so that interrupts the whole movie and this whole thing about him running for mayor. And in the middle of this, you see Huma just humiliated.
Yeah.
Absolutely humiliated, man. She
Twice.
looks like she wants to cry in several scenes.
Yeah, and she doesn't, you figure there would be some, and maybe this was all done off camera and she didn't want to look like the person that's going to explode, but you would just expect, I know any woman that I know in my life would be fucking, they wouldn't be able to hold back from absolutely tearing you a new one. Like, are you kidding me? You're going to put us through this?
Well, if for no other reason, just politically, like to show this camera, like, hey, I'm not a pushover.
Yeah.
I'm not as weak as I'm appearing right now. I'm not just standing by my man, but I'm objecting to this.
Yeah.
But she just didn't, she looked weak. She didn't look terribly smart during the thing.
No.
She didn't look terribly politically savvy, to be honest.
No.
There's several scenes where she's like, well, what do you want me to do? I don't even know your message. I mean, how do I answer these questions? Like, dude, you're the right-hand woman of Hillary?
Yeah, and you're the go-to person for Hillary for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
This isn't like a new job. Anthony Weiner, there's something there like clinically
I think
diagnosable.
I think he's a sociopath.
Narcissistic sociopath for sure.
The way that he reacted, like you could see the pain on his wife's face during this process of
Yeah.
this information coming out and him having to try to explain it in front of the cameras and all this. And he had no care
No.
to take that pain away from his wife. It was
No.
just it was looked at as a political hurdle and they'll get over it.
Yeah. What's our next move? What's our next step?
Incredible.
Like completely, like there was no empathy or sympathy or just a human level of emotion. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I've done this to my wife again. She stood by me through this. And what is a terribly embarrassing step for someone in the public eye. And for him to have not at all in the movie does he come off as someone who even gives a shit.
You're right.
It's like, what's the next move? This is a hurdle. Him hanging in there when the polls are coming out, and he's in the lead at one point, and then the story breaks again that Carlos Danger's showing his dick to more chicks, and he's like hanging in there. I'm not gonna give up, and you're
Yeah.
like, dude. You're polling embarrassingly low. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's like he just looked at it like some political hurdle, like, oh, as if there's just a misspoken message, or he tripped and fell coming out of an airplane, or so. He'll just get over it. The news cycle will pass. We'll get through this. Like,
Yeah, like he
dude.
did the Dean scream or something on the
Yeah.
trail, and it's
Like, no,
I could get over this.
You're pulling your family apart. You can't look at your wife. Like, I wanted to give that woman a hug, man.
I know, you
she
almost
looked
felt bad
broken,
for her. Yeah.
And he just doesn't see. I think he's a sociopath.
Yeah, total sociopath. The other thing that was so troubling to me was what a game this was to him. Okay, this is the next maneuver that gets me to here in this game that we're playing that's called politics, which is so infuriating to people. When the news breaks and the team is organizing, like, okay, we need to pinpoint this timeline, and Wiener's in on the message or the meeting too, and he's like, yeah, we need to pinpoint this timeline. It's like, hey, fuckface, did you send your dick to anybody else after the news broke initially? What do you mean the timeline? Like, you're trying to piece this together.
And if you're unsure of it, look back at your text string.
Yeah, like, dude,
It's a real easy way to solve that.
you got caught sending your dick to chicks at this point. And then you went on this apology tour. They already laid the groundwork for countless chicks to come forward. He's like, well, could be as many as 10. I'm really not sure. So all that was there. So any of those chicks could have come out and said, yeah, I was number 3. And it's like, yeah, I know that. But before that date, when I got help, I told you it could be an avalanche of bitches coming out with my dick in their phone. But for him to sit down with the team like, wow, we just gotta hammer out, nail down this timeline. It's like,
Well,
dude,
He knows it, but what he meant in truth was, what have I said publicly already, and how can we finagle this to work for me?
so that it looks like I didn't lie yet.
because he's going through the Rolodex in his mind going, yeah, no, I spoke to James over at New York Post. Yeah, oh, man, he did ask me this. And, okay, so I can't say that. And he's, like, verbalizing this. And so that goes to your point about the game. It really is sickening to see the game that was being played and just the bullshit that goes on behind closed doors.
New York is famous for their parades. Every week in New York City, they have gay parades. They have, Mexican appreciation parades, Italian parades, Cuba parades. It's constant just banging and jingling down the streets. And seeing this asshole
Some epic scenes.
walking down the streets, waving anybody's flag just to get in front of people. It's like,
Pandering.
pandering at its finest. Here he is, and he's just like me. I'd be like, oh my god, I'm the guy that got caught sending my dick to half of New York City, and
He's literally kissing babies, just
He's
running up,
yes.
hugging and kissing, and
he's high-fiving people
He's
and just
dancing.
shameless.
yeah,
shameless.
It was shameless. But at the same time, with all that said, there was something a little bit likable about the guy. There's physical characteristics about this guy that make him just funny, and certain reactions to things, and just his
Yeah.
exasperation. Like, I laughed out loud probably 15 to 20 times in that movie.
Yeah, I
Like,
did too.
Legit laughing.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I did not. I know
He was hateable and he was likable at the same time in a weird way.
I was thinking he was going to come off more likable than he did. Because when you really get down, strip that story to its basic, he never cheated on his wife. He never even met one of these girls. I mean, it was really, he just took pictures of his dick and was like sexting with these chicks. So as far as like political scandals go, it doesn't. There's just something so sinister about it, like going on this apology tour and then having to circle back and then do the same thing again. I don't know. There was something very, very unlikable about him to me. I did not get the sense. I did not feel like. I know what you're talking about with some of those things where he's like, like he's got to do this interview and he knows what's coming, and
Just
some
so
of those
goofy,
reactions
just
are good. But
physically, he's just a strange guy, man.
yeah, what a cool theater too. That Michigan theater.
Yeah,
was.
I'd never been in there.
No, I mean there was an accordion. There was an
There's an
organ
organ,
player.
dude. A workable organ.
Yes.
We weren't in that particular theater. That was the main theater.
Yeah.
But we walked by it, and there's a guy just jamming on the
I
organ.
mean, was it a dude? I thought it was an old lady. I mean, just this.
That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, it was very cool. I mean, it looked like it was right out of the 50s or something, 40s. That kind of old school theater style. It was neat. I liked it, man. Anyway, how was your weekend? You were kicking around Ann Arbor too, weren't you?
Yeah, good, dude. I went to that soccer game. Real Madrid versus
The
Chelsea.
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid?
There you go.
Real Madrid versus Chelsea.
He's
That
a
was-
big soccer fan. I saw Real Madrid.
Yeah,
Real,
they were great.
yeah.
Tons of fun.
Right, no. Dude, it was awesome. Watching, I wish we just need a team. I need a team to cheer for.
He's
that's
on
all.
board,
that's
man.
all
He's got
that's
a team.
stopping me.
Jay loved that soccer.
I did
team.
too. I did too. But I
Detroit
want it to be
City?
a part of it has to be a national league or a worldwide league, something like that. It just can't be. Dude, I like that. I would go again.
You don't
Absolutely.
like fourth division soccer? It's not good enough for you?
No. It's good. That's fine. I
thought you had a lot of fun. Didn't you go to
There
that
just
game
wasn't
with
that many
Jay?
games, I guess. There was only a few home games. Maybe it's just because we got in
We got
late in
way
the
late in the season.
Okay, maybe
they
if
just
I'd been,
ended their season.
okay, well, maybe if I got earlier in the season. But yeah, dude, it was really good. Me and Ty went, and the weather luckily held off. It looked like for a while it was going to be really bad.
It was packed, right?
It was definitely packed. They announced 105,000. I guess I would believe it. I would say that technically you could see that it wasn't like every seat was filled, but very, very close to it. And it had a very good atmosphere, very cool atmosphere.
Well, that was the first time kicking around Ann Arbor I've seen that many jerseys that aren't maize and blue.
Yeah.
Like it's usually just wall-to-wall maize and blue
Right,
jerseys.
right.
Same for East Lansing with green and white. But
No, for sure. There was definitely people because we tried to get down there a little early and take up the atmosphere, and there was absolutely people that were traveling, from England, I guess, and whatnot, but also just people, a lot of young people, Jay, a lot of young people, dude, a lot of 15-year-old boys, 14-year-old boys. Not that I was checking out 13 and 14-year-old boys, but you know what I mean, though. Like that's a good sign, though. When you have a place like that, and you have a lot of young guys, young boys that are
kids.
into it. I mean, that's obviously. Do you
stop
think
saying young boys. Just say kids.
Do you think they
children?
would? Do you think
Sounds
they
weird?
We would.
does.
They could have got
A lot of young
100,000.
boys I noticed.
boys kicking around Ann Arbor. I noticed tons of them.
I just don't know that they could have got 100,000 10 years ago at a place like that.
I would agree with
and
you.
especially not.
I
with,
don't know, dude.
Not
Well-
with an American team. Not with like the MLS All Stars or the American team versus somebody. It was These
I don't
teams
know.
are not.
The World Cup back in the day put 90,000 in the silver.
Yeah, but
But this
these
is a
are
friendly.
these are two European club teams.
And
Yeah,
it's not
you
for
know?
anything technically. I mean, yes, they
Exactly.
made up this cup thing, whatever, but essentially it's not for anything.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you. 10 years ago, it wouldn't have done that. But
Really?
Yeah.
And then actually, I gotta say, I went to the Tigers game after. One of our listeners
Amy. Yeah.
who've given you guys, I think, you guys are going, or you already went, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
Jay is going. And I went to that, and I don't know if you can tell in this picture. The more from this picture, I don't know
Dude,
if I see it.
don't just blow that off. You went Saturday to that unbelievable game with Verlander pitching, right?
Yeah.
Went into the ninth.
He went the distance and then gave up 2. It was a
Gave
0.
up 2 in the
Yeah,
ninth.
the ninth, and it was like me and I gotta be honest.
Iglesias beating out that grounder to second for the win. That was
Right.
amazing.
Right, it was a good atmosphere. There was
Dude,
a good
that was
crowd.
one of the best games of the year.
Yeah, I got lucky. You're right. In the end, we did get lucky. I will say, in the ninth, when they got those 2 runs, I was kind of wanted to leave. To be honest with you, I was like, let's just get to the bar. I'm
Well,
hungry
yeah,
or
you'd already
something.
spent 4 hours in Ann Arbor, and
Right.
and then the
Well,
Tiger,
no,
that's
I
tough.
was hungry too, and I didn't want to get food at the Tigers game. We were gonna go whatever, but luckily, you're right. It ended up being freaking awesome. I gotta say this. I don't know if it looks on this photo, by the way, though. My sister was with me too, and we were joking. She snapped this photo, and I swear, I don't know if it looks like this on this much. Does that remind you of anybody in that photo, or we really thought it looked like Kim Kardashian's mom? I don't know
Kris
if this
Kardashian.
I don't know if she looks like it in that
I
photo or
see-
not.
I
That's
see-
what she's trying to look like.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
she
yeah.
kept those
really
glasses on the entire night, even into the night,
Yeah,
and she
she's
was
try-
at this
Why
dude.
the fuck am I touching his phone? like
Yeah,
that?
it was a
God
mistake on your
damn
part.
But it was funny. So she left. They left a little early. I forget if they left in the 8th or the 9th. I don't remember exactly. But when they left in front of me, I was like, say hi to Kim for me. Just as he was like right in front of me. I don't know if it was. I don't know.
Speaking of the Tigers, though, we're gonna have Anthony on, Anthony Fennick.
Yeah, we'll talk to
about
Ant this week for sure.
trade deadline, and
they've
just
gotten
where the
hot,
team
That's
too.
how they're in this. That's the funny thing. I was watching. I didn't watch a lot of the game today, but I had it on in the background when I was doing some stuff. And now I start hearing them talk about like Mario talking about them being a playoff team, and I'm like, oh, can
Dude,
they
they're
just
only
lose?
they're only
I-
what 2 games out of the wild card right now.
I hate to say it. I just want them to lose. I actually want.
Why?
No, because I want this team to get rid of people and start rebuilding. They're not going to win a World Series, so what's the point? If you could like get rid of Milga, I mean, I hate to say this, but some of these names, but get rid of them and get prospects and start building the next team.
You don't want to try to make the fucking baseball playoffs.
Yeah,
anything
anything
can
can
happen,
happen.
if you can just be a wild card team.
I
If there's
suppose.
any sport where you just need to get in.
Yep, and
shit,
get
dude.
hot at the right time.
Okay,
Come on,
Dude,
E, take
yeah.
that back.
I don't.
Take it back, E.
I don't believe this team can win a World
Come
Series.
on, Big
so-
E. Is that all you got?
Yeah, I don't see
Yeah,
it either.
but when you have it, all you want is a chance as a sports fan. You don't want to when you go into full
especially
on
baseball,
rebuilding.
it's so hard to get into the playoffs.
know.
They're 2 games out. E, you want to see them lose now?
I don't-
Just went to the most exciting game of the year, and I just want to see. What is
Yeah.
wrong with you, man?
and they're on a what
Because
6-7 game
I-
win streak
Yeah.
now.
Because I don't think this team can make it. So what's the point? I'd rather get rid of these people while they're at all the talent, while you can get something and start rebuilding.
It's the first fan I've ever heard of that wants to go into
I'm not-
rebuilding.
no, that's not true. That is. I am not the
Well,
first fan you've ever.
Guess
heard
what?
say that.
E? They just went on a 6-game winning
I
streak.
know.
They are not going to
I
trade
know.
away all their big guys.
I
right
know.
now.
No.
They're 2 games out.
I get it.
If anything,
I
they're going
guess.
to add somebody.
Ugh.
Hey, your friends at Zotford and Holly have it all, including the hardest to find Pokemon Go characters right at the dealership. Their showroom, waiting room, vehicle display lot, and service area are all freshly stocked with Pokemon, and they're just waiting for you to come snatch them. Plus, Zotford wants to sell more cars, trucks, and SUVs. This means right now is the best time to get the hottest deals of the summer. So get there ASAP, because no reasonable offer will be refused. Name your price and roll home in your sweet new Zotford.
Did you see that hot air balloon go up and
Oh, man, I didn't see
Texas.
the video of it. I heard about it.
I don't know if there is video of it. Kadog, if there is
There's
video,
stills or something. I thought there were some stills.
yeah, you would think, dude. There's video of everything.
Dude, can 16 people really get in a fucking
That's
hot
what
air
I remember
balloon?
thinking when I heard that. I was like,
yeah,
what?
I've never heard of
Is
anything like
that
that
normal?
either. Yeah, I think there are like weight and person limits on these things. Like some of them hold 10 people or 2,000 pounds, and some of them hold more. Obviously, this one held 16 or
Maybe
however
they're
many
fidgets.
pounds.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Did we just lose 16 fidgets?
I don't think so. Are there 16 fidgets?
Did
in
we
the
just
country?
lose all the time bandits?
I don't think
Did
so.
we lose a bunch of Ewoks?
No, we did not lose all the Ewoks. I'm just telling you, we didn't. But imagine that a 911 call comes in at 7:40 in the morning. I guess for the hot air balloons to operate properly, you want them in cooler temperatures, and so at sunset and sunrise, I think are the best times.
Yeah, you
to
do tend to
those.
see them at sunrise a ton, don't you?
Yeah, especially down in Texas, which is where this was, and so at 7:44 in the morning, they get this call that, yeah, this hot air balloon is gone down, and 16 people died. There were apparently no survivors from the accident. Investigators believe the hot air balloon hit the power lines, causing it to erupt in flames before it crashed.
Sort of a Hindenburg situation.
I know. That's
Oh,
what I was
the
thinking. We just were
humanity.
watching the Hindenburg the other day.
Yeah.
Was there some sort of broadcast
Oh,
of
the
this?
humanity.
Dude, that would look at these poor people. That's not them, obviously, the people that died.
Is
but
that the
there-
operator though? I think that might be the
Yeah, maybe.
pilot, so to speak.
Pilot? Is pilot a fair?
I think they call it a pilot.
I know, I think
Is
they
it
do too.
fair?
What?
I don't know.
What?
I mean,
If you go, I guess you're a pilot. You're in the air. You're flying a
Sure.
dirigible.
But you're
Okay,
really,
I
other than
mean-
going up and down, aren't you really at the wind's mercy? I mean,
I always thought you were.
I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Clearly,
We're
you
not
just
going to
ran
speak
into
ill
a
of the
fucking
dead.
power line.
right? Like if you could steer, wouldn't you?
Couldn't you avoid the power lines?
It seems like
That's the
power
number one
lines are
thing.
kryptonite to these things.
Yeah, it happens
I mean,
a lot to these things. It seems like.
Seems to be the
Yeah.
number one thing. In
Yeah, I mean,
not wanting
it is a
ahead.
bad relationship. I mean, when you talk about stormy relationships, power lines
baskets.
and baskets, hot air balloons, they just don't get along.
Not good.
Yeah,
They come up with a better thing than to get up in the air than a hot air balloon at this point. Like,
Yeah, but there's a reason they do it because it fucking lifts you up and you can see shit. And what do you mean? E? Yeah, they're called airplanes or
I know,
rockets
but
or
like
whatever.
a safer
whatever.
way than a hot air balloon. I feel like between between hot air balloon, like better than a hot air balloon, but not as bad as an helicopter.
I think they. Well put.
Blimp? I don't know. What's between a hot air balloon and a helicopter in your mind, E?
Something better. Come up with something better. Is what I'm
A
saying.
glider?
Glider's not bad.
I was in a glider once.
Hang
one that
glider?
gets one that gets towed up by a freaking biplane.
Oh,
in the water?
shit.
No,
No,
dude, in
no.
the air.
Really?
In the
You were in
water?
one of those?
Yeah.
You know those ones in the water that you.
Oh no! This was like a 3-person glider. So the
My Nana
pilot's
did
sitting
that, by the
there
way.
in a glider.
Yeah,
Oh,
with
the water thing. Your Nana did
My
that.
Nana did that. She was balls out, dude. I'm telling
I
you.
have not seen your Nana this happy in years.
She's like 20 feet above the
Hell
water.
Hell
Going,
yes. Hell yes.
Parasailing?
Yes.
Oh, parasailing. I thought you meant the jetpack.
That would have been badass.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about with the tube?
Yes, it shoots you out of the water. No, my
Holy
Nana did not do
shit.
that. She would have if she could have, but
Yeah,
no.
I parasailed too. That's kind of like I could see a Nana doing that.
Can you?
Yeah. not
What were you
much.
going to say? I'm sorry. I
No,
cut
the
you off
glider, dude. It was badass. There was it was me, my mom, and a pilot, and you get pulled up by a biplane, and then this hook unleashes you, and you're gliding, man. Just
there. Are
gliding.
those the ones that are white and they look like those styrofoam airplanes?
Yes.
Yeah.
But we were
kids?
inside those.
Really?
Yes. It was
No
badass.
kidding. That's awesome.
Yeah.
When did you do that?
Oh man, I was probably
Those things get
middle
up
school.
there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we were in Hawaii at the time.
Really?
Badass.
Wow. This hot air balloon pilot, not the one that died, Troy Bradley of New Mexico. I don't know why they're going international to get quotes here, but he said the chances of the balloon catching fire by itself were really slim, so lends to the whole fist fight it had with the power lines.
Right.
Margaret Wiley, who lives near the scene, said, first I heard a whoosh and then a big ball of fire went up. I'd say it got as high up as those power lines up there.
Oh, would you?
She said the hot
It
air
was
balloon.
a little higher than those. Just a tad. Just about a basket height higher.
I know. Like,
She said the hot air balloon
If you want to be exact.
landed directly under the large power lines with flames reaching about 4 stories high. Oh. She said people could simply walk up and buy a ticket, so that it's made it really hard to identify people because it's just like people
okay,
are just
yeah.
like, hey, here's my $10. Can I go up? And so they're struggling a little bit.
No waivers signed or no shit like that?
Good question. I don't know, but I know it's taken time because of that. There, usually what happens is like people can't find people, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, they were going on that hot air balloon thing,"
Right.
and so they start putting 2 and 2 together before the press can officially release names. And so that's what's happened with Matt and Sunday Rowan. Friends of them said the newlyweds were on board the hot air balloon.
Oh man.
Matt worked as a chief over clinical trials in burns and trauma in the Army Institute of Surgical Research. Kind of an ironic.
There's some irony there.
Yeah.
What were you laughing at, E? I heard you chuckling.
no, you had a decent looking wife.
The word nymph or elf comes to mind, but okay.
She's cute.
Yeah.
Don't they look like a couple of wood nymphs?
Yeah. I see, like, why you would say that.
Right.
I guess I don't know what those are.
Anyway,
Suppose Kadog will find one.
It's a sad story, Jay.
It is.
That's a terrible story.
Dead people.
It's reset. It's reset.
Matt failed to show up to a scheduled volleyball tournament on Saturday, and family members had not heard from the couple since. They haven't heard from him since the day before. So
Right.
they were just like,
Definitely not since. Yeah.
Yeah.
That.
Not recently, for sure.
tributes also poured in for Skip Nichols, and Skip, of course, is the pilot,
Sure.
the balloon pilot.
Of course, his name's
flyer.
Skip.
Yeah, he's also listed as the owner of HOT, which is like, what do they call that? Heart of Texas. Heart of Texas ballooning.
Gotcha.
William Nelson, a balloon pilot. If you're a balloon pilot and your name's William Nelson, aren't you just going by Willie? Seriously.
And you're
Aren't
from
you-
Texas?
I mean, you're from
mean-
Texas.
Yeah.
You're named William Nelson. I think you got to go Willie and take whatever positive gain for your business you can get from that. Willie
Yeah,
Nelson's hot air ballooning?
You're in a business environment that would accept that. I agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, if you're running for office, you run as Willie Nelson.
Yes.
If you're running a business, small business in town, use it. So William Nelson, another balloon pilot with another company role. We lost a longtime friend and balloon pilot Skip Nichols this morning. My heart goes out to his mother and to the families of the passengers that were flying in the balloon. That is not cheap, by the way. $400 a man.
Holy shit,
What?
man.
Yeah, it
E,
puts-
quick math. What do you make?
What? For how many people?
16.
$4,800?
Is that $6,400?
I was hoping one of you guys would do the math. 60. God damn it. Nice, Jay. Yeah, I was going to say
shit.
6,380,
See, I don't
but
know.
6,400.
How did I do that?
Wow, man. Wow.
We're in the wrong business.
Seriously.
Wait, for that? $400 just to go up per person?
It costs $3.99
I would
per passenger
never pay
for an
that to do that.
hour-long
No way.
sunrise flight. Don't they usually give you like fruit and like
Oh, God.
champagne and
How
stuff?
much room can be in
Yeah,
this
but
thing,
it's
though? You're
16.
jammed in there with 16 people. You pay that much, you ought to be in there with your,
Dude.
your spouse or significant other.
Right,
and that's
like
it.
Right, you. And
I
your
agree.
Wife,
And if you want to
and
get
your
it on in
girlfriend.
there, they should have a mattress down there, and you could take in the sunset.
Skip, turn away.
Yeah,
Give
look
me
the other
7 to
way.
9 minutes.
Put some blinders on Skip. I need 7 to 9 minutes. And then when you're done, you pull yourself back. Ooh.
Ooh, it doesn't look survivable.
See, I had a feeling that it was going to be the top of the balloon part, because that's where the fire shoots up.
No,
And-
I pictured the wicker going up.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, it definitely was the wicker that went up. They said, I thought I read that they didn't think people would have felt that, like it would have happened instantly. I find that very, very hard to believe
Maybe
for some
because
reason.
of the electricity, I guess. Was it just such an instant fire?
I don't know. The Better Business Bureau, by the way,
Oh, boy. Here we go.
How are
of a
we
fucking-
rated?
Dude, it seems like not the right time. You know what I mean? Like, why?
Well,
why are we
because a balloon just flew into power lines with 16 people on board. So I think this is relevant, Mike. Are they a upstanding business or not? They've just loaded 16 people into a wicker basket and set them afloat.
and set them
Are they a
ablaze.
responsible business or not?
Well, the website Better Business Bureau gave the company a D+ rating due to 6 complaints filed over the course of 3 years. D+, so twice a year you lose someone, or
Yeah.
But what are those complaints, though? I mean, is it just
I don't know.
the price was high? I mean,
It rained and it ruined our trip. Who knows?
Jammed
Who
in
knows
this goddamn basket with 15 other people.
Yeah, he didn't have a mattress. He looked during our 7 to 9 minutes.
Pervert. Skip's a pervert.
This is not the this might be one of the deadliest. The world's deadliest hot air balloon crash occurred in Egypt in 2013. A fire caused 19 deaths. May 9th,
What?
2014.
Can't we count the Hindenburg as a hot air balloon?
It's a Zeppelin, so I don't think it counts. 3 people died during an air balloon festival. Those are crazy when you see like
Yes.
hundreds of them sons of bitches in the air. It's an amazing scene. In Caroline County, Virginia, when their balloon struck.
Power line.
Wow, how did you know? Did you read this before?
yeah, just a few minutes ago.
And they immediately burst into flames during a landing attempt. August 8, 1993, 6 people were killed when their balloon hit.
Power line.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you
I'm starting to think maybe they shouldn't make these things out of wicker.
or operate them near power lines? You can't tell me you can't. You're telling me you can't find a few hundred acres of open land where there's not a power line around?
I know. and make the damn thing out of like full on rubber, right?
Rubber's not a bad call, yeah. For the basket.
Yeah, screw the wicker.
Wicker's nice, though. It is beautiful when you
Yeah,
see
get
it.
the wind whipping through the little holes.
Yeah, it feels good when you grab. You don't want to grab like a rubber.
That's true.
So,
What was I thinking?
oh, dude. So they hit a power line which severed the balloon from the basket and sent them hurtling to earth.
Ooh. That's
Yeah,
not a fun way to go.
No. December 11th, 1990, 4 people died near Columbus, Ohio, after their hot air balloon hit a TV tower and deflated.
See,
It popped, literally popped like a balloon.
There's the Hindenburg again. Oh, the humanity.
August of 1981 is the last one. 5 people were killed and 1 seriously injured when a hot air balloon caught fire after.
Yeah, it hit some power lines.
Yeah, wow. How did you know that? Yeah, it hit some electrical lines and crashed in a suburb of Chicago.
These prior incidents, though, seem to involve far smaller groups. Like, I'm wondering, is this 16-person basket a thing?
I don't know. Go to Heart of Texas, Kadog. See if you can look up HO. They call it HOT, but Heart of Texas is what it stands for. See if there's a thing on their site for like how many person.
Because it certainly begs the question, would they have been above the power lines if they didn't have so many damn people in the basket?
Yeah, that's a good question. See what the. Okay, here we go.
Hot air balloons. Hey, there's the one, man, the happy face.
pretty big, that basket, dude. That's as big as I've ever seen, I feel like.
Yeah, that's
a big
enormous.
basket.
Never seen a basket bigger.
How do you feel about hot air balloons?
You know, my dad wanted to go in one, so one year we got him a ride in a hot air balloon.
Really?
Yeah, I think out of Fenton or some shit.
Yeah.
Whatever.
My mom was telling me that she and my dad wanted to go on one, and then recently they're just like, yeah, I don't think we want to do that.
I mean, after jumping out of that airplane,
yeah.
like, would this be anything? Like,
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know. We're kind of low.
Yeah,
right?
it just
we were
seems like
12,000
there's...
feet, Mike.
Yeah, but it seems like there's nothing holding you in. Like you're one like idiot slipping and
Right.
falling into you from toppling out of your basket. Like you're at the mercy of others.
Trip on your shoelace, some stupid
Something
whatever.
dumb. Yeah, you know, I don't know. Something about them creeps me out. I felt safe with the Red Bull Air Team.
Right.
Whereas I don't know, man. Speaking of those,
regarding the Detroit cast being in the race, we definitely can't do that.
No.
That was about a year ago.
Almost exactly.
Yeah.
It was almost
My Facebook
yeah.
memories
My-
remind
yes,
me of
July
things when-
20-something-ish.
Dude, it was like
like
a
last
year ago
week,
today.
When we
actually,
got
yeah.
pushed out of an airplane.
It was awesome.
Oh, I didn't want to go.
It was
Oh,
awesome.
I didn't want to go.
What I
Sitting
remember
on
is
the edge of that thing.
yeah, it was fun watching you go, and then you were just gone, gone. What I remember is like when we were floating down and having that awkward conversation, like because now you're just floating in a parachute. Like
Yeah.
when you're hurtling to earth, and it's like yeah, like that part's awesome as shit. But once it's like
So how's it going?
so
You got this guy's nutsack in your back.
in your lower back,
Yeah.
maybe even your buttocks, and you've got these straps that are grabbing your legs and they're crunching your balls and dick up, and you kind of I started to feel like a cramp in my leg. I was like, oh, don't cramp, because there's nowhere to set it down and like put some pressure to relieve the cramp.
Right.
And so I was just like, oh no, man, it's gonna be minutes before I'm on the ground. I can't have a cramp up here and start panicking.
Yeah, it is a weird place for small talk, though, to your point. It really is.
What do you got going on later?
So many times you do this.
Yeah, do this often. Imagine the dumb questions
Yeah.
they've had. Wow, this is gorgeous up here. Absolutely stunning.
You see this
They
all
wanna
the time?
hear that.
Same view all the time.
But there was a guy, I don't know, I think it was on Fox this weekend, that dude that jumped from 25,000 feet
Without a chute.
Without a chute. Dude, planes fly at 30,000 feet. Planes. So this guy had to have like oxygen tanks.
Yeah.
For the first 10,000 feet of the drop, had to have oxygen tanks that he was just like letting go. And then there was some guy behind him that was catching these things or something to...
Did I hear he was the backup to the guy who like jumped from outer space a couple years ago? Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I think he was the backup for him. So he's, highly trained.
Yeah.
I would assume so.
Dude, he
But
fell.
dude, here's the thing, man. Like so he falls into a net, which seems fucking crazy, right?
100 by 100.
Yeah. But those guys that went with us were so damn good. You know they could have landed us on a fucking dime if they wanted to.
Yeah, I know. But still, dude, you're
They were so
25,000.
maneuverable. I know you're 25,000, but once you get close, then you start maneuvering into position.
But are you talking with the what's the parachutes out though? Really, right? Like he doesn't. I think
he's
he was
hurling toward the earth. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You're going faster than normal. Those
you're
last
doing-
1,000 feet or so are quite fast.
You're doing about 120 miles an hour as you're plummeting. No, you're right.
Does
When
it
we
shock
were,
you that a dude like that with 20,000 jumps could hit a fucking 100 by 100 net? I mean, it's crazy to think about, but I think those guys who went with us could fucking do that. They were so damn maneuverable.
Obviously, they weren't worried about his safety. I mean, his 4-year-old kid was there watching, so he wasn't worried about it. And you're right in that when we went up, it just seemed like, okay, once the chute goes off, he can kind of, he could turn it left, right. He could go way over here if he wanted.
But you've seen these teams do all that shit where they get into formations and all that.
Dude, that guy was flying up without a chute going, flying up to me and filming and right in my face. So yeah, you're right about that. But if you remember, and it might have been after. Well, no, you were in the plane still. You hadn't been dumped out yet. But that dude, I can't remember his name. That was like half in the plane, half out of the plane, and he's talking to the pilot, and he's just like, 2 degrees left. We're gonna want to go 2 degrees left. Pick it up. Okay, slow it down. Drop me 1 degree. Like he had a real dialed in place that he wanted that plane and us to fall out of it. And so when you're trying to do that you wouldn't be from 25,000 feet.
Double the distance.
And you
double
wouldn't be
the
able to
distance
see
that we went from.
Dude, they had a guy jump with him behind him that had a smoke trail so that people on the ground could even see it.
Wow.
Like that's how high up he was that you wouldn't even be able to see him hurling towards the earth.
Crazy.
You want to see it? Because I feel like he almost missed his net.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
Do you have a video of it, Kadog?
And this is to be aired on some Fox show, right?
I think
Is that
it
the
aired
deal?
over the weekend.
Okay.
On the Fox show. I didn't see it. We were busy watching the Wiener movie.
There they go. Wow, are they high?
fun would
Wow,
that
are
be?
they high? You're right, man. That's what it looks like when you look out of the window of a friggin' airliner.
Yes.
Practicing the flip, that's how he'll have to land. He'll have to land on his back.
That guy's filming him.
At 18,000 feet, the oxygen mask will come off. That will be from his cousin, Andy Farrington. Will be closest to it.
Andy Farrington?
Dude, that's the
our
guy.
guy.
He jumped
That's the
with
guy
me.
you jumped with.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Holy
so that's
shit.
Dude, that's Jay's guy. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and I had read he was out of a place in Washington, and so I thought of that Andy dude. So the guy right there with the oxygen tank is the guy I jumped with.
So you can speak from personal experience that he's in good hands.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's fine. It's fucking crazy. It's the same dude.
I like that guy, too. I liked all the guys we jumped with. But
God, look at him just screaming toward the earth.
like, dude, how are you going to pick up 100 by 100
Yeah.
foot net at this point? Seriously.
You only have to pick it up in the last 5,000 feet, right? Because they're so damn maneuverable.
You better hope
As
you're
long
on
as long
target.
as you're within an eighth of a mile.
For the rest of the way.
Make you meander your way over
He'll
there.
get another beep in his helmet.
Oh, someone miscalculated.
Dude, Keanu Reeves did this shit in Point Break without having ever jumped.
That's true.
He
There
actually
goes the
tackled
chutes.
Swayze, I think, in midair.
Luke is on his own.
So the shoots go.
See, it's very identifiable.
Now it is.
Got basically a crop circle on the ground with a
And
huge
crowd
net in
on
the middle
ground
of it.
Looking up, they have a visual on him right now.
Oh, shit.
dude.
Oh, shit. He's just screaming down.
So he goes onto his back.
Boom.
He's in.
You think he almost went?
I saw a wider shot out, like a replay.
He was like on the outer third of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy with the two hands up, like he's just a fat ass watching. Like, no offense, but like, I don't know. He didn't.
Yeah, what was I going to say? Oh, the Screen Actors Guild required him to wear a parachute. Like right before they were doing this live, they're like, "You have to wear a parachute." He's like, "Well, I'm not going to open it anyway, so what does it matter?"
Yeah, and it's
You
just
know?
a danger to me when I drop in with my
Yeah.
back. I could injure my back.
Yes, and so at the last minute they were like, "Okay, he doesn't have to wear it." So he actually went without a chute completely because he was, that which makes sense. He's like, "Dude, I'm planning on landing in this net on
Yeah,
my
I'm not
back.
pulling it.
I don't know what that parachute will do to my back if I just hit this thing. It probably wouldn't have made a difference at all, but
Wow, what a nut.
yeah, isn't that crazy? Why don't we take a quick timeout, and then we'll let you know what's going on with Trump and the debates. Sounds like he's starting to balk a little bit at the debates, and then he got into a fight with that hero
Yeah, Muslim guy.
the Muslim dude.
Family.
Yeah, the family of the former U.S. soldier who was killed in Afghanistan, I think.
Yep, and the parents spoke at the DNC.
Yeah.
We've all seen those guys. The Khans, I believe it is.
The cons, yes. And unfortunately, it's just turned into a big political bullshit thing. But we'll give you details about that and much more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey, it's Steve Gabarra, the general manager at Zott Ford and Holly, and I'm pumped up to tell you about our Zott Ford exclusive employee pricing for everyone plan. Right now, through the end of the month, everyone gets employee pricing at Zott Ford and Holly. What's the hook, you ask? There's only one. You can't save here if you don't drive here. So jump in your old hoopty, get to Zott Ford at I-75 and exit 98, and roll out in your fresh new Ford that you just got for the same price as a Ford employee. Only at Zott Ford. That's SZOTT.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. See, Trump's already talking about skipping the debates.
What?
I know.
Can't wait for those debates.
Aren't they going to be awesome?
Yes.
They are going to be so amazing.
That was so much fun to watch him deal with Rubio and Little Marco and all that bullshit.
Do you think he gets embarrassed, or do you think he's just... It's like tuning into wrestling.
I don't know.
I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Anyway, he said I may skip the debates because they clash with NFL games, and so he's
What's his point?
Well,
his point is not enough people will be watching, so it's not worth his time.
Yeah,
come on,
kind of. He said the schedule is unacceptable and has accused the Democrats of rigging the timetable. I don't know that that's the case. He told ABC News, "I'll tell you what I don't like. It's against 2 NFL games. This is ridiculous." He said the NFL contacted him to complain, but then they've denied reaching out to him. So we're getting into one of those things.
So what? Yeah, right. So what is his deal? He's thinking like, oh, my constituents are more likely to be watching football than hers.
Right. And they said the same thing about when Bernie Sanders was bitching like crazy about the debates because they were having them on like Saturday nights.
Yeah, dude, they had like 6, whereas the prior go round they had like 28.
Right.
So that was one thing, but you're right. They were on Saturday. I remember that. Like
it was weird.
Looking to tune in and be like, shit, I'm not watching that on Saturday night.
And by the time it was old news, by the time the news cycle hit, and so for Bernie Sanders, he felt like, look, the whole point of me is to get my message out to as many people as possible, to be in that news cycle so people can hear my message. They know this idiot's message.
They can hear my message.
They want to know what the bond stands for. The black is not tuning in on Saturday night.
Hell no.
They're out with their 40s, running around the ghettos. They don't have time to watch debates on Saturday night. That's when the gang activity's going on.
Opposed to the Tuesday nights.
Right. And so he was all bent out of shape. And a lot of people agree with that. But, dude, you're not getting the same coverage you would.
Right.
So anyway, Trump is kind of following along those things. Although him saying, the NFL reached out to me and they've said that this is bullshit going up against this. They're saying no, we never sent him a
How
fucking
do you just
letter.
say that if there's been no contact?
I'll tell you how.
Talked with someone, right?
Somebody from inside. There's a source inside the NFL that went, dude, this is bullshit, man.
Yeah.
They've stuck this when there's a couple games on these, a Monday Night Football and a Sunday night, and it's bullshit. So he's got an insider with the NFL who said, and I believe that, totally could see someone doing that. Someone that he knows or is friends with and goes, dude, this is, and the NFL admits, yeah, it sucks that they're doing these debates when these games are going on. The games in question are going to be, let's see here, Monday night game, Falcons v. Saints on September 26th. That's the night of the very first debate, and ESPN will have Monday Night Football going on. And then the second game is going to be, let's see, Sunday night game featuring the Giants and Packers on NBC. So, I don't know. The thing though is these are scheduled by a nonpartisan group, like a year ago.
Oh, really?
So to come out and blame Hillary or the Democrats for this is kind of weak in a way. I understand why Trump's doing it. It's more of the games they all play. But
do you have the full schedule or no?
No, I mean there's only
wait for those to get going.
3 of them scheduled though. So
come on, we need more.
I know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that whole schedule's out. I don't know. They just referenced the 2 because of the.
It's going to be must see. I think Kadog's got it.
Does he? Do you have it there, Kadog? Okay. Oh, not the NFL schedule.
I went no, screw the NFL, dude. I went debate, baby.
Presidential debate schedule. There you go.
First one, September 26th. Second one, October 4th. And then the next one, what is it? Sunday, October.
Wednesday, October. That's going to be that October 9th one, I'm sure. Yeah. October 4th and then another one October 9th?
And then the 19th.
And then the 19th. Oh, that October 4th one is the VP debate.
Gotcha.
Okay.
See those 2 nerds go at it.
Yeah, that'll be fun. God
Sorry.
damn it.
Sorry, dude. That
gross.
What happened?
Once in a
His
while.
foot touched my foot under the table like we were playing footsies.
It does happen once in a while.
Creep me out, man. Are you wearing shoes? No,
The
you're wearing
hideousness
socks.
of that foot will haunt my dreams forever.
Sorry.
God,
Sometimes
dude,
I
there was
stretch. I have
pressure
long
too.
legs.
Like it was like he was trying to play footsies with me.
How are
It
they
was
going,
weird.
E, overall?
They're getting better.
Coming
Will you
around?
show Jay really quick one of them? Let's see how it's coming along.
I mean, I'm working on them. I'm doing what I can do.
What I can do.
If
Oh, boy.
this doesn't work,
Oh.
then I might have to go to the pills. But I mean,
Oh, shit, E.
they're definitely bad.
They look better. They still look strangely
Well,
red,
they're-
though.
they're
like
not gonna take 'em.
inflamed.
They look
and
painful.
They
They're not
do.
They're gonna take a long time to actually heal. Though.
Do they hurt to the touch, E?
No, not at all.
God, they do look painful, don't they? Just
Yeah.
inflamed.
Yeah.
But she told me. I mean, she's like, I mean, it's 3 months. It's 3 months before she checks them.
E,
to
just
make-
taking care of the nails, though, has done a huge amount.
I know.
To improve
Oh,
those.
trimming them. All he needed to do was trim them, and it wouldn't have been nearly as
That's
horrific
what was
as
so
it was.
monstrous to me.
But what
Oh,
happened?
yeah.
I know. But what happened was, is they just got to such a bad extent that I just didn't even want to look at them anymore. I just wanted to
Yeah.
put my
Oh,
socks
yeah,
on
yeah.
and
Yeah, neither did we.
forget
It was-
about them. And they were very easy to forget
The
about because
hideousness of that foot
See-
will haunt my dreams
if they had
forever.
hurt me, like if I'd get back from a
No,
run or at the end of a
you're
day and be
wrong,
like,
though.
my God, my feet are hurting. No, but I'm saying that it was so easy to be out of sight, out of mind. Just leave my socks on. They're not hurting me, or at least physically.
Here's the
they
thing.
weren't.
I get all that, but I know when there's a chip or anything in my foot and I put a sock on and it snags and it's the worst feeling
Yes.
ever. It is. I don't know why that is the worst feeling
Dude, I'm
ever.
with ya.
But it is. It is like
I can imagine it right now.
God. So can I. It's and seeing like you had strings and shit caught and stuff. That second pig looked like it was like someone had cut a V out of it.
Yeah, it was
in
bad.
a weird place. It was just. It looked like it was a snag hazard.
But they weren't. It wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't happening. Or if it was, it wasn't hurting me.
Hey, son, you're a disappointment to your parents, who I fucked.
Speaking of Trump, did you see he's gotten it into it with the Khan family?
Yeah, it's probably a no-win proposition there. I think probably should have just
Yeah.
let that one lie.
Yeah, this is a problem where he can't. When you're talking about
can't let it lie.
temperament of someone and letting shit roll off their back, being the bigger man, if you will. Trump is always going to have an issue when he's, here's a guy, parents whose kid has died, and they come out on TV. They're obviously Team Hillary, and they're going to shit on Trump. Welcome to the party. Everybody that came out on stage was going to shit on Donald Trump. And to go toe-to-toe with them...
Yeah, you don't see Hillary trying to defend everything she did against every single speaker at the RNC, right?
Yeah, or tweet about it, like petty tweets about it. Khizr and Ghazala Khan, whose son Humayun Khan died in Iraq fighting for the U.S., Trump wrote on Twitter, "I was viciously attacked by Mr. Khan at the convention. Am I not allowed to respond? Hillary voted for the Iraq war, not me."
Oh, man.
Yeah. In another post, he said, "Captain Khan, killed 12 years ago, was a hero, but this is about radical Islamic terror and the weakness of our leaders to eradicate it." I agree with him there. Mr. Khan slammed him for having no empathy. His policies do not represent that he has any understanding of basic fundamental constitutional principles of this country. What makes this country exceptional is in the history of mankind.
Ooh, Trump getting the wrath of Khan.
God.
That had
How much
that
did
had
you-
to have been made already, right? I'm not the first one to say that.
I haven't heard that.
Got to be like the millionth one to reference the wrath of Khan.
I don't know. I haven't heard that. To my ears, you're the first to reference the wrath of Khan, but he is getting the wrath of Khan. There are principles of equality, dignity, principles of liberty. He talks about excluding people, disrespecting judges, the entire judicial system, immigrants, Muslim immigrants. These are divisive rhetoric. He was questioned about why his wife didn't speak at the convention. I saw where Trump was going with this. It's kind of hilarious, kind of a dick move too. She stood quietly by her husband's side with the headscarf on. He says, "If you look at his wife, she was standing there. She had nothing to say. Maybe she wasn't allowed to have anything to say. You tell me."
So passive aggressive.
It's so passive aggressive. Let's see.
I don't know.
What did the guy say to that? Oh, shit. He called him a hero, but disputed his father's characterization. While I feel deeply for the loss of his son, Khan, who has never met me, he has no right to stand in front of millions of people and claim I have never read the Constitution and say many other inaccurate things. He called it. He said Trump had a black soul and blah blah blah. I don't know. It sucks because it turns into a political thing, you know. Because if you read all of Khan's statements, now Khan, you know, the wrath of Khan is for real. Khan is on the warpath.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, now Khan is a thing, right?
Yes, exactly.
You've made Khan a thing.
And he's a hero, and as if, you know, and then you get to talking points on the news cycle, and it's like, no, if Mr. Trump is president, my son would not be a hero. He'd be kicked out of this country. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Dude, when you're talking about a media who doesn't honestly report what Donald Trump said about the Muslim ban,
yeah,
and you think you're going to nuance your way through this thing with Khan, come on, man.
Yeah, I know.
You got to
right?
leave that. Let it go, dude. Let it go. Move on to bigger things.
I know. It's too bad that they're not fair about that. But I hate watching this go down and watching these, like, that's the real narrative now.
Yeah.
Like he hates these Muslim people. It's like, well, fine. If you want to attack him for what he actually said, by all means. If you want to attack Hillary for what she said or did, by all means. But at least get it right.
Yeah. Jeffrey Lord was trying to wheel it in today in terms of resetting that. Like, remember, what he said was we should ban them until we can figure out a proper vetting process.
Yes.
He never said we're banning all Muslims, or they just run with that.
Run with that, and
He doesn't want any Muslims here.
It's very easy to make a headline out of and send out. Most people just peruse headlines and go, oh, wow, Trump hates Muslims. Oh, he hates Mexicans, too. And it's like, well, okay, if you want to take it like that, sure, but...
I'm sure you've realized this. It's been a couple weeks since he's been doing this at least, where he's talking about a region of the world instead of Muslims. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
His handlers have gotten to him and been like, come on, look, you can't.
Yeah, there's 1.5 billion of them. You can't just, like, declare war against Muslims.
But he always resets it with that. So I'm talking about regions now. I'm told I have to say region.
Yeah, and he'll say that, too.
Yeah.
Which they're like, don't...
It's like kicking and screaming.
Which honestly, in fairness to Donald Trump, I think that's probably all he meant originally anyways. I don't think he was talking about a war on 1.6 billion Muslims. I think he was talking about specifically when you're talking about...
might do us harm.
Yes. You know, that's a nuance the press won't pick up, and you don't expect them to. It's such a twisted, fucked up media that's never going to happen, and you don't expect that the other side that is against you is going to play that down Fair Street.
Oh,
it's just not going to happen.
Love it. They love that when that
Yes,
happens.
exactly. He said what? We could spin. Oh, my God, he hates Mexicans now. He's building a wall to keep Mexicans out? He hates No, he hates illegal immigrants. So does 90% of this fucking country. They just want to close the border, which you all have been talking about for 50 years. Hello? Jesus Christ. But it's easy to just go, oh, yeah, we're talking about the Mexican border. So it must be Mexicans. I hate all Mexicans. Julian Assange, by the way, was on from wherever he is.
No, where is he? We looked this up. Isn't he in the Ecuadorian
embassy in London?
In London.
Yes. You know why?
Because they'd take him? No, he was accused of some sexual assault, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's seeking political asylum for sexual assault.
Isn't that so random, though? The Ecuadorians are like, yeah, come on in.
Yeah, have a seat.
Open the front door. Come on. And as long as he stays in there, he's cool.
Yeah, he's fine. He's untouchable.
It's fucking crazy.
Is that like diplomatic immunity?
Yes.
Is that what's going on there?
Yeah, like that's like Ecuador. That's considered Ecuador territory right there.
I went to Starbucks over the weekend, and I know my mom wanted a tea, and so I was like, I'll run up there and grab you one. And so I park my car, and I'm walking across the parking lot, and some guy in this fucking SUV BMW, beautiful BMW, pulls in, and as I'm halfway across the street, and so I did the polite thing, like, you're the car, you're the bigger man, and so I stopped and expected him to just go, wave me across, and he just goes, and he doesn't even look, and he just floors it past me and pulls in right in front. I'm like, you fucking asshole. Who does that? I get to the front of the car, and he's got diplomatic plates. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Wow.
Where the hell are you from? You don't know the rules? Someone's halfway across the parking lot, and they stop for you. You wave them across. You don't cut them off and almost run their feet over.
I don't see many diplomatic plates around.
It was only the front plate. There was a D on the back plate, like a dealer plate almost, but the front definitely had a diplomatic plate. It was a badass black BMW
What'd the
SUV.
guy look like in terms of national origin?
Yeah.
Just describe him.
Well, someone,
Describe said individual shitty driver.
Maybe somewhere, Trump would want to take a second look at before, he would want to strengthen the vetting process to let this gentleman in.
Gotcha.
Dude, I know this is so stereotypical, man, but I have had recently so many situations with female Asian drivers. And we had one on Saturday where me and Ty were trying to park in a parking garage.
An Asian himself.
Yes, Ty
TCG.
doesn't really necessarily like his own people.
His brethren.
Yeah. But, so we were in a situation where you had to go, you were going forward, there weren't any spots. It was full, so you had to back up. But you couldn't, there wasn't a loop around. And so there's a girl behind him, and tries to back up. He's like, okay, it's full. What are you doing behind me? He's like, yeah, at this point, he's out the window. What are you doing?
What do you do?
And she's like, well, you need to move forward so I can back up. That is exactly what she said. She told Ty that he needed to move forward so she could back up. It was, oh my God, she was such an idiot. I don't know the point of this. The point of the story is that Asian drivers.
You hate Asians.
Right.
Yeah.
We've known that. We've known that.
Yeah, we did.
Anyway.
Julian Assange claims his website definitely has more material to publish on Hillary Clinton.
WikiLeaks?
Yes. He was talking to Anderson Cooper on Friday night. What are you watching here? Crazy Asian drivers?
Car crash compilation.
What about that?
Dude, that one we watched a couple years ago.
Oh, my God.
Where they circled the block. Oh, my God.
Yeah, he was on the...
just womping on shit.
Bill Burr does such a great bit on Asian drivers about they're either, the crazy... I won't do it justice. Crazy fucking guys that can park, slide into a parking spot.
Fast
Asians.
and furious.
They're drifting.
Yeah, they're either drifting fast and furious drivers or they're just stopping in the middle of the road for no reason.
Nothing in between.
No. Yeah, that guy that was taking out mopeds and pedestrians and cars. Oh.
It was just
Might have been my favorite video of last year.
Yeah, it was a dash cam. There's just this guy wreaking havoc.
It was awesome. Yeah, sure was.
Dang.
So anyway, he told CNN and Anderson Cooper that he's got more things up his sleeve. We have more material related to Hillary Clinton's campaign. It is correct to say that, Assange said. You have to be very precise in reporting my statements. Those are extremely interesting, and we will see what will come of them. He assured Cooper that he had never said he wanted to harm Clinton. He did, however, admit that the publication, that they sent it out purposely right before the DNC, and it sounds like we'll have to wait till October. It's like, the big summer movie, but right before the election.
Yeah.
God,
Hillary's got to be shitting her pants, just going, I wonder if they have that collection of them. Oh, shit.
I know.
I wonder if they could have those.
Yeah. Just tons of pictures of her and Huma. Just
scissoring.
Just vagine to vagine, just a mashing. Would people care?
I was going to say, wouldn't that just be probably better? It would show, hey, look, she is into it.
Maybe. I don't know.
Hey, we got to tell you about our buddy David Helm. This segment's brought to you by Helm Law, which is a full-service law firm built on the model of providing the best legal services to its clients throughout Michigan. It represents clients in a wide range of cases, including family law and divorce, civil litigation, estate planning, and criminal defense. So whether you're leaving your children in the car or your spouse is refusing to put out, call Helm Law at 248-679-8804 or go online at helmlawpc.com. They offer free consultations. If you tell them you support the show, you'll get 15% off.
You followed it all, this Bernie Ecclestone story?
Dude, only insofar as I know that kidnappers have taken a mother-in-law and they think they're going to get a huge ransom for a mother-in-law.
I know, right?
Like, dude.
He's a Formula One tycoon.
Why isn't he reacting? Why isn't he paying us?
He went to the Grand Prix today.
Mother-in-law.
he was spotted at the Grand Prix. She's been gone for 2 weeks now or something. She's kidnapped.
Why is it
in Brazil? And he's spotted at the track in Hockenheim for today's race. Aparecida
life goes on.
Shunk is her name, Ms. Shunk. There she is on the left.
Lovely woman.
Yeah, can you tell which one the billionaire's married to and which one is the billionaire's mother-in-law?
He'll get around to this, right?
Yeah, at some point.
They're right in the season, though, dude. There's a lot of stuff around the shop, and he's probably got a lot of stuff with the team.
Sure.
Maybe in the off season, once the season's over.
So the wife or his wife's mom was kidnapped from her gated home in Sao Paulo last Friday. Despite the ordeal, the Ecclestone family have continued life as normal. Ms. Shunk.
Like, you've got my mother-in-law. Oh.
Huh.
Okay.
So maybe our plans are changing for Thanksgiving then. Is that what you're telling me? Yeah, there he is.
Can you imagine he puts the phone to the side and goes, fuck yeah, yes, he's got my mother-in-law. Holy shit, they got my mother-in-law. Oh my gosh,
this is
just
devastating.
It's tragic. What do I do?
Look at him and his beautiful bride. I mean, just a
It's, you know,
gorgeous couple.
They must. I wonder where they met each other.
just meant to be. Stars aligned.
Like at a
They had
speed dating
some
thing. You
No,
think,
they had
or
some classes
Tinder?
together in college.
No,
Soulmates.
Yeah.
Oh, some college classes did they?
Yeah, it met
Was he
in
the
school.
teacher?
No,
True soulmates. Look at those two.
isn't it hilarious? It's just comical.
I wanna see-
more power to him. That's what $1 billion gets you. You're able to trade up at any point in life to that.
I always want to like take these really, and if you could, I really wish you could do like a, what do they have in common? What are they talking? Like,
Yeah.
take them out of the public eye, take them out of the way from the track. When they're at the home, what are they
He
really?
probably just
talking-
walks in the room, smacks her ass.
Right.
Yeah. What they have in common, here's the thing, E.
Well, no.
He loves getting blowjobs, and she loves money.
Right,
So
right.
it's just a match made
He
in
would
heaven.
rather bang beautiful chicks than
Right.
old hags
Right.
his own age.
And she would
That's right.
rather not go to work, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
go travel the world.
She likes yoga.
Yeah, she's a big fan of travel, which is weird.
I always, by the way,
It's
I
weird.
love it. That
It
is
works.
that's the number one thing. It's funny when I see on dating websites or like when I'm on the Tinder or stuff like that. You see these girls that are smoking hot and they're all like, "Oh, I love travel." Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I bet you do. Like, yeah, you're just looking for some dude to come along and be like, "Yeah, you're hot. I'll take you around with me."
Mrs. Shunk was snatched
I'm just shunk.
by a criminal gang with a European mastermind, police believe. I think, are we giving too much credit to criminals here? They walked up with a box in their hand and went, UPS. And the maid opened the door and they went, we'll take her. And they just had like knives and guns with them and they just took her.
Huh.
I mean, they're like, we're dealing with a European criminal mastermind. It's like,
Maybe the door was just open.
yeah, he basically, we've seen people do this as a prank.
Pulled a weapon on someone.
Yeah.
That person didn't want to get hurt.
And so, Shunk was like, I screamed, but nobody heard me.
I screamed, but nobody heard me.
I wonder if they did this.
They put me down in the floor, and then one of them sat on me.
Yeah, it was terrible.
God forbid this happened.
Well, the dirt face, of course, was real scary.
I don't know if they dirt-faced her. I'm not sure, but they did put her in the car.
I'm sure they tied her up.
They tied my hands and put a gag in my mouth.
The armed gang ordered Shunk into her car, so I'm not sure what kind of...
2001 Neon.
Oh, okay. And then they drove off. Police believe the kidnapping was carried out by an organized criminal gang based in Europe who had meticulously planned for it for months.
Meticulously planned to walk up to the door with weapons and grab an old lady.
UPS. UPS.
Grab an old lady.
The sophistication of the kidnapping has left officers in no doubt this was meticulously planned. Very few people knew even who Miss Shunk was related to.
My goodness.
The kidnappers also reported they're demanding now $36.7 million.
Oh, good luck. It's his mother-in-law. You think that guy gives a fuck about that lady?
Dude, if it's your own mom, $36.7 million, fine. He's worth billions.
He barely cares about his own wife.
I know, right?
Right.
She's so expendable. The
Yeah.
mother-in-law of that woman?
They do
The
believe...
mother of that? Come on, man.
And you got to think, too, okay, she's 67 years old, going on 68. Average life expectancy of a Brazilian...
You're not a hamburger.
of a Brazilian woman is 73 years old. So we're talking...
She's pushing it.
I mean...
Dude, average life expectancy, though, you're talking about, like, somebody living in the frickin' jungle versus a billionaire's mother-in-law. I reckon she's probably on the
I'm just
way
telling
upper
you,
end of that.
She's
in
eating
Brazil,
okay. I'm sure
fine.
she has some health
I reckon
insurance.
she probably has some good health care.
Okay, give her 75 then. You want to give her a couple extra years of life? Past the average?
Yeah, I do.
All right, fine. Give her
She's on
67.
the
So
high
we're
end.
talking 5, 6, 7-ish years left. So what does the math come out to? If you're talking $37 million, I mean, what is 7, 14, 21, 28, 35? You're talking 5-point-something million dollars a year.
Oh, to have your mother-in-law back
in the mix.
Back.
I mean, it'd be worth it if you could
If you
cut a
could
chick.
pay to get her out of there,
Yeah.
right?
I'll pay $36.7 million for you to kidnap her and take her away.
That's what I'd be looking into.
Maybe
dude.
that's what they're trying to work out right now.
Right.
You think they're haggling over the
crossing
details?
the T's, dotting the I's on that one.
Seriously. They never dreamed he wasn't going to want her back. They're like, okay, we're switching gears.
We're bringing her back. No, you're not. No.
Settle down, gentlemen. Settle down. Calm down.
I've got 37.5 coming your way.
We've got some wiggle room here. Anyway, the kidnappers have demanded the ransom be paid in pounds sterling and divided into 4 bags of cash. You know, can't you guys just take the bags and do the divvying up on the side? You really need him to do that for you?
I know, dude. I know.
Mr. Ecclestone.
How do you plan a drop like that and actually get away with it? That's what needs to be meticulously planned.
Totally agree.
I mean, I want to see that happen.
4 big bags of
seriously,
that.
37.5. Like, it should be some sort of electronic transfer, and then you're on the other end of that. And get like, what are you gonna drive up like fucking?
Leave them by the bus.
You're gonna ride up on motorbikes or something
that
and
never
grab that
works,
shit,
dude. It never works. There's always
Big
police
Lebowski.
watching.
It's sort of the nihilists.
Dude, usually those guys get caught in the end of the movie. They just do. You very rarely.
You're right.
Because they always say the same thing. I don't want to see any police presence. If I do, I'll kill her.
There better not be someone following you.
You know, and that's always a risk people are willing to take, and the cops always swoop in.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to see how that's going to happen.
Mr. Ecclestone, by the way, who's 85, met Fabiana there, who's just a...
You're not a
38.
Oh, wow. They must just have so much to talk about.
Back in 2009, they met. The couple married after Mr. Ecclestone decided that it was
That
time.
she was hot?
No,
And
it was time to divorce his former wife of 25 years.
It's time.
You know,
It's just
it's time to move on
Both
to
had fun.
hotter, taller, much younger women, and so that's what he did. I think he's worth like $20 billion.
Is that the
Or no,
former? Or
no,
is
he's
that
worth
this
like
one
$4
again?
billion.
Is that this one again, or Kadog? Or is that the old one?
Oh no, that's his current wife.
Where's the old one? I want to see what
she climbs atop that dude. I know it's a lot of money, but my God, man.
I know. It's a lot of money, though.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I mean,
she figures he's 85, even if he goes for another 10 years.
Yeah.
And she's the wife.
wonder
She's blown this wrinkly thing for 15 years, and she's sitting on $4 billion.
I wonder how many BJs.
Dude, it's worth it.
That like, does he need to get a week? How many?
I wonder, if she's counting it down. Look at that son of a
Is
bitch.
he just a...
He's a wisp of a man.
Is he? Are we dealing with a wisp of a man?
Yes, either that or we're dealing with a freaking crew of Amazon chicks.
Right, every girl he
And
has
this
is
is Brazil.
way I mean, she's
they're not
considerably taller than
They're
him.
not taller than him. They're like head and shoulders
Yeah.
taller than him.
He's wee.
Look at that
He's
wisp of a guy.
Not an attractive man either.
He is not. Hey,
Doesn't need to be.
I know that's.
remember, if you're a young, attractive
my
female teacher who's eager to brighten her student's future, or if you've been injured at the Fady Manor and are looking to cash in, call Helm Law at 248-679-8804 or go online at helmlawpc.com to set up your free consultation. Tell them you support the Detroit Cast. You'll get 15% off. Yeah, he's wee.
Dude, I would be horrified to walk around in public looking like this. If this was the display that I was putting out to the general public, I'd be so embarrassed. Like, yeah, I know it
Can't
looks
you find-
ridiculous. It
Could-
just does. That's like me walking around with a 3-year-old arm in arm.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
Well, wait. The other thing though is, as the billionaire, and as we discussed, pretty much he can find some girl. Wouldn't you find a hottie that was shorter than you, no matter how wee you are? Like, couldn't you find somebody? I mean, I'm
He
sure if you go
must-
to the clubs, on this, just you got
What
the
do you
$1 billion.
suppose he is? Let's say she's 5'8". Is he 5'2"?
I don't know.
You just pick. You're just because you're not. It's
Yeah,
not
you can
love. You're just
find a
picking out a
weak
girl.
chick.
You're just finding a hot chick.
You're right. You line them up and see which one match. I don't know. Maybe he's into that.
That's yeah.
5'3".
Oh, it would be hard. Be a little
That's what he's
harder.
listed at, so you know he's only 5 foot.
So that means you'd have to find a
You
girl.
think he's stealing 3 inches?
Oh yeah.
Just every player does that, man. He's listed at 5'3". You know he's 5
Especially
foot.
when you see how tall he is. Oh my god, that means he has to find a girl 4'8".
Especially when you see how tall he is. You're right.
I'll tell you where
Well, no,
he
like
should
when
start
you,
looking.
I guess I meant like when you see what he looks like, he's definitely gonna lie
Yeah.
about it.
He needs to start looking in Guatemala, the Philippines, Bangladesh, Nepal, or East Timor.
Because those check out as the shortest nations.
For women, shortest nations on the planet.
It's amazing. You just have that data
Dude,
in front of you.
I'm good.
Data.
4'10" is on average. That's the average height of a Guatemalan
That's
woman.
where the Oompa Loompas come from. That's not a surprise.
Okay.
That is wee. Really? 4'10" is the average?
Yeah.
So you're getting 4'4".
Right.
Holy
Yeah,
shit!
so
You're
he
getting
could-
5'3", 4'4". Wow,
That's where he needs to go.
He must like being dominated on some level.
Yeah,
Just trounced
Something
in the
weird
bedroom,
going on there.
thrown about the bedroom. Imagine being manhandled
it's like
by
a
your
plush
woman.
toy.
69, and he's always on top. Always. For men, Malawi, 5'3", average height of men. East Timor at 5'2", smallest men in the world.
What are we just talking about Malawi with? Was that the hyena story last week?
Oh,
the Malawi
yeah.
women.
Yes.
And the hyena was going around getting paid to
To bang
defrock
them. Yeah.
these women.
And then he got himself the AIDS and
Yeah.
you know,
Ran into all sorts of trouble.
starts doing interviews about it, bragging about all the 12-year-olds he's banging and what with the AIDS and all.
No, if you remember, he said he would like to have them be older. It's not ideal.
Yeah.
He's got AIDS.
I didn't give him those AIDS.
And when he had those AIDS, I went to my synagogue and I prayed for him.
Where do you think the tallest men and women on the planet are? Any guesses?
U.S. has got to be up there, but I think I know this one for the men. Is it the Netherlands?
Dutch men. The Netherlands. 5'11". Tallest men in the world. Average
5'11".
height. Average 5'11".
What is it here, like 5'9" or something?
Yeah. And we rank, we used to be in 100 years ago, 1914. Every 100 years they check and they see like, are people getting way taller now or are they
Yeah.
getting shorter? And so we were third in the world as far as like average, like height average. We're third tallest.
We've taken over second.
Now we're 37th in the world.
Wow.
We're getting murdered.
What's
by people.
happened?
We've stopped growing for some reason.
Sure, it has everything to do with our
We have.
real
Over
nice,
the- over
healthy
the-
food sources. And
Over the last 100 years, we're down. We've only gained a couple inches.
It's interesting.
Where some of these countries have shot up like 8-9 inches.
Huh.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
The Netherlands, Belgium, these are all 5'11". Belgium, Estonia, Latvia, Denmark, Bosnia, and Herzegovina.
Sure.
Croatia, Serbia, Iceland, the Czech. Look at these two sons of bitches. The world's tallest man and the world's wee wisp.
Of course they meet.
They-
Why
this
wouldn't
is-
you meet those fuckers
This
up?
is for a Guinness shoot. You got to see him walking.
Oh, no.
Look at that wee wisp.
They're both
Look.
human beings. Look at them.
Yeah.
That guy's hand is like bigger than the guy's head.
He's reading to his baby.
I know. That's kind of... The optics on that are bad.
Yeah. They're all proud. We're going to be in Guinness.
go to where they're walking.
Oh, boy.
'Cause I need to see. Oh my god.
Look at that handshake.
Yeah.
It's like an infant.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
for the 2015.
Oh!
Yeah, boy.
Look at that little son of a bitch.
What would be worse? To be the
Short.
8-footer?
Short. Come on, man.
Short.
You could get, like, punted.
Look at the way
What would be worse? Are you
Look at
kidding
his-
me? Of course you'd rather be taller.
Yeah, I guess.
Come on, Miguel.
I know, but at that one...
You imagine that dude walking like in the mall or anywhere?
Dude, that tall guy looks like Clint Dempsey.
He does, sort of.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the basketball player?
No, the soccer player.
Or soccer
Look
player?
at that little son of a bitch. Yeah, you could like kick him, not even realizing you're kicking him. Walking
Yeah.
down the street.
Does he have a girlfriend or a wife?
Does he have a what?
A girlfriend or wife, I wonder.
I have no idea. I don't know what his story is, but...
I just want to know how the sex would work.
Look at these guys holding hands. Looks like he's missing legs. It looks like that little
Yeah.
dude should have longer legs than that.
Yeah, that's not fair. You're that wee, and then they don't give you legs either.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got him. See him?
Does yeah?
He's walking.
sort
Look at
of.
that stride. It's a confident stride.
Yeah, it is. He's puffed up a little bit.
Relatively
puffed up.
confident. I mean, for what we're talking about.
Yeah. I don't. Knees apparently. Yeah, he does look like.
Dempsey.
The U.S. Team USA
Yeah.
player. He does look like him, dude. Knees do not like going really, really short or really, really tall. Knees seem to really don't. They don't like that.
They
at all.
object.
Yeah. Both
Under
of those
those
guys,
circumstances.
Both of those guys are kind of walking with like jello knees.
Their knees are just subjected to the whole situation.
They don't like it.
Knees don't like it.
They don't, dude. You can't possibly watch that video and think knees are cool with this situation we're in. They're objecting mightily,
Vehemently.
strongly.
He's having to use a
objecting.
walking stick. I mean,
Yeah.
Hey, you need a low price, super safe, and incredibly fun car for you or the kids? Then head over to Zott Ford in Holly, where right now you can lease a new 16 Ford Focus for just $172 with zero due. Yes, $172 with zero due, folks. That's lower than the cable bill at the Fady Manor. Hurry to Zott Ford at I-75 and exit 98 before the smoking summer deal ends. Also, surf their ingenious deals and massive inventory at ZottFord.com.
Rough weekend for Michigan State.
Dude, rough weekend for Draymond Green, or rough summer for Draymond Green.
Yeah. Well, he got kicked out of Game 5.
Which, yeah, you could argue cost them the title.
Yeah, Golden State.
Loses the title after having a great Game 7. And then he gets arrested in East Lansing a couple weeks later.
Yeah.
For assaulting a football player.
Mm-hmm.
Now this, Mike.
And now, Draymond.
Oh, Draymond.
He's just got to be so careful with any social media. And I get it. I feel for him because I've started using some Instagram things and Snapchat, and I am one thumb slip away from doing something drastic, like I don't know what, but sending shit I don't want sent just because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure it out. I've been asking E, like, dude, what does this button do? I'm just like pushing shit.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that's what he did, but he sent his raging hard-on out to the public today.
Awesome. These things happen.
Yeah. He, of course, immediately deleted it and was like, oh, well, hate when you get hacked. Went to that one.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, someone's just putting giant dicks of black men out on my Instagram account. And then finally he had to come clean and go, yeah, it was meant for someone else. Sorry about that and shit. So, yeah, he initially tweeted he'd been hacked, but then he's finally admitted this. Have you seen this yet?
I have not seen it yet.
Oh, you want to see Draymond's dick?
Why not, right? I guess.
This is not going through the YouTube feed, correct? Okay. What do you
Open that
think,
picture
E?
up.
What
I
do you
think there's... Yeah, there you go.
What do you think, E?
Well, it seems a little slanted, for one. Or
I wouldn't say it's
crooked.
Peyronie's.
Crooked.
He's not suffering from Peyronie's disease, but he's
it's hard to
definitely
tell in
hooking to the left. Yeah,
And it's also hard to tell in context, but I think for a black man, I don't know that this looks like a big penis.
I kind of agree with you. I don't.
It's hard to tell, I guess, in context. Maybe you'd have to see it. But from this image, to me, it does not look like...
Yeah, it doesn't look overly massive, to be honest.
It's not small, but it
Right,
doesn't look...
right.
It's
Is
just
he
average.
is he a sunburn helmet away from a Neapolitan ice cream scenario going on here? Situation going on?
Yeah, you've got a.
I mean, if he just got a nice
hues,
if he got a nice sunburn on the helmet. If he just could he do that? Like go lay out at the pool and just have his dick helmet sticking out.
I never liked Neapolitan.
What?
How do you feel about Neapolitan? You like that shit? The strawberry and chocolate and vanilla all together?
I did as a kid. Yeah, it's there's nothing wrong with it. You know, I would
I
usually
don't like
get stuck
chocolate
with,
and strawberry together.
I like strawberry.
Yeah, those are a bad combo to me.
I would usually get stuck with just a big square of vanilla in the
That's
middle.
what happened, right? Because
Yeah.
everybody took all the other shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Don't.
So there it is.
Yeah, don't get your helmet sunburned, Draymond, for what it's worth.
Poor guy.
No, he has had a tough summer, man. From a guy who was doing everything right for a couple of years there.
It's just like now it's out there.
It's better
Yeah.
than Verlander's dick that went out there.
Oh, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, I
That you
think I
would-
have it in this pile.
That's
over
all
here
right. You
somewhere.
can. That's all right. You don't need to.
See if I can find that.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah,
down there. For a
yeah.
while, we used to look at it on a regular basis.
Yeah, he would scar people with it. He would just.
Anytime there was a guest in the studio or something.
Yeah, it's okay, Jay. You can show everyone after another time. It's no big deal. Because we're all very very familiar with that. It was clearly he just finished.
Right.
He just wrapped up whatever he was doing. And
And
everybody
as we
was
saw
taking a
with our
break.
technical video a few days ago, I mean, and read that once you're done, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all watched the video.
Yeah, I can't find it.
I might have thrown it away.
We know how it works.
Actually, I don't think I would have thrown that away.
I don't think so either.
No. We would not have thrown that away.
I think. Well, I've done some spring cleaning from time to time in here, and I
Don't
think
touch my stuff, Mike.
I
That's
think
my
at one
Verlander dick
point
pic.
I found it like in a pile of stuff,
Why is the
and
dick
I
still
was
on the
like,
screen?
nah, I can't do it. It's
throw
there
it
for
away.
you, E.
Dude, I got some crazy shit in here. I've got like the map of Cambridge. Remember when we called Cambridge and told them about the pendulum?
Oh yeah, of
The
course.
map.
Yeah, and we've got the phone numbers to the Porter's Lodge.
Yeah, Peter, right?
Yeah,
Peter the Porter was yours.
totally. Oh, here it is.
Shit.
There it is.
There it
Damn
is.
In color.
Well, Well, we have somebody.
Remember when we had the?
I see it. I remember.
Dude, remember when we were
Give the guys
showing
a chance
E?
to look at it too. Henry, take a look. Look at it.
It's an
Look at it.
initiation. You'll do it, damn it.
Yeah.
Remember we were showing E, the female body?
Oh yeah, we're
Yeah.
showing where the majora and minora
The
is.
mons pubis, the majora minora,
Sure.
the anus, the urethral orifice, clitoris. Yeah, he's unfamiliar.
I need it. I would need the map
I got a
again.
cute little Proops here with a Detroit Cast hat on.
Nice. Fukfase.
There's Fukfase.
Nice.
A listener with a tiger. Remember that? He sent us that.
What's going on in this helmet, by the way? I mean, that is as mushroom-looking of a helmet as you're going to find. First off,
I wasn't going to say anything.
What's going on there?
I don't know, dude.
I know it's Michigan State. You don't want to have this discussion. I get it.
No, dude, it absolutely looks like a mushroom cap.
Like more so than anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're staring at his dick.
I know.
Remember
It's
this
been on
one?
the screen for about 5 minutes now.
Oh,
It's like me doing aerobics.
Hell yeah. Oh, yeah, we were accusing Gab of teaching aerobics classes.
Right. I should go through this old shit.
Throw
sometime.
stuff out. All right, how we doing for email, Jay?
do have
Maybe
some email,
we
Mike.
could wrap up on his dick. I'll save the Roger Ailes story for tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, we got to let you know, Wave has put out a new mobile version, so check that out. They've added new channel filters and visual indicators. One thing they have is what has and hasn't been played. So that's a
great.
helpful
Nice.
feature.
Huge.
Yeah, so you can just scroll and be like, oh, okay, I haven't heard that one yet, or whatever.
Mhm.
But check that out. So go to your app store, Wave, WAVVE, and grab that.
Yep. You'll find us easily on there.
Dave
Just click
writes
on
in.
Detroit.
Dave writes in, when comparing Chelsea's titties to her mom's, they look much larger. Did she get a boob job? Of course, we're talking about Chelsea Clinton. Not noticed that, although I do know she's a somewhat new mother. So those those udders might be just full of milk.
They are, for sure.
Does she normally have big titties or no?
I don't think so. She's got a weird, I don't want to fucking body shame, but Chelsea has always been just a gangly,
And
weird
she went through
chick.
those very awkward early teen stages, like in the limelight, public eye. Like, oh, that poor girl. And
Yeah.
she has that
The
awkward,
braces phase, and
she unfortunately kind of has the worst of both their features.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, I'm sure she's a lovely woman inside, but
sure.
Yeah, we all agree.
So if her titties are bigger than Hillary's,
We
what is it?
all
Does that
agree.
mean that Bill Clinton has like a big titty gene?
Maybe. I don't know how that works.
You know?
Yeah, I've never thought about it. I'm not sure.
I could see him having a big titty gene.
Where do you get the titty gene? You know, they say like you get your hair from your mom's dad.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the titties come from.
Did the titties come from the men's side or the women's side?
I don't know. To the astronom file.
Ask your nana when you get home. E. See what she says.
Go up and grab those old fried eggs and say, "Hey, Nana,
where did these come
Where do these come
Oh
from?
my God!
Your
Oh
mom
my
or dad's
God.
side?"
I thought you'd never
You know,
ask, Eric.
You've never. I don't know if you've ever.
Well,
said
your
anything
great
that made
great
me-
grandma Gertrude had
I have not seen your Nana this happy in years.
enormous titties, Eric.
You're picturing your Nana's titties right now, aren't you?
Oh yeah, how could you not? We all are. Everyone in the room is. Show of hands, of course.
Yeah, but I know what she actually looks like and see her every day.
Whoa.
I'm picturing her at the coin wash. Just getting
I'm
washed
picturing
down.
one of Wolfie's drawings.
Yeah.
That's all I picture.
Just a bit saggy. No offense, Nana.
No.
Of course.
I'm sure they're great 50 years ago.
Oh,
I miss
they were
Fady, by the way. I miss
amazing
Fady.
50 years ago. I wasn't crazy when she started to get them tatted up, but
Yeah.
whatever.
That's her choice.
Roses were big back then, so a big rose titty tattoo. It's always a good look for Nana.
Brenda writes in, please, can we please get a new limited T-shirt that just says "Fuck you, Steve," like the Dirtface shirts? Love you guys, Brenda. Cheryl on the same.
Yes, we should do that.
F
Love
you,
that
Steve.
idea. Fuck you, Steve. Yes. Steve's the guy that you invented that ruined hibernation
Yes,
for you.
son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Asshole had to get up early and start gathering. Cheryl writes in on kind of the same subject. I could hear Jay's warning to men in my head as I watch my nephew stroke his hair while looking in the mirror. He's mesmerized by his fantastic colored hair. He's 6. See the video. Look at this little son of a bitch. And she's right. I mean, he's into his hair.
Ugh.
6 years old. This is what we're talking about, gentlemen.
Wow.
Stop this.
This-
I got to admit, Russell, Is kind
Russell
of into
doing
his
this?
locks.
Yeah, he's got nice locks.
Kind of got a
I-
Samson thing going though. If I go 5 on the top, 2 on the side, 3 to blend with him, he would flip out.
Flip out. Yeah, don't do that to him. Don't. He's got great hair. He should show that off. He does. This sucks, dude. Like, this is forever out there of this kid looking like an asshole. No offense. I'm sure he's a wonderfully sweet child. Looking in the mirror and stroking his colored locks. Like, that stuff we
Back
never...
in the day, maybe your grandma snapped a Polaroid and shook it and put it in her pocket. And,
Yeah.
And then that thing, I'm not sure what he's doing there. Still image, but yeah, you're right, dude. That's forevermore. My man's gonna have to live that down.
And maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe there's just so much of that stuff and overload of it that nobody cares at all because everybody will have those videos.
Nobody.
I don't know.
Hey, Aaron points something out. Jason Bourne, of course, the new Jason Bourne movie just came out.
Did really well, too.
Yeah, it did. We might have to see that one.
Yeah.
Jason Bourne was born in Nixa, Missouri, home of, you did the story last week. You know what happened recently in Nixa.
I do.
I had no idea.
Wait, Jason Bourne was or Matt Damon was?
I think probably Jason Bourne. It's probably part of the story. Like,
really?
On his ID, you can probably see, like, Nixa, Missouri or some shit.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Hey, we'll save the rest for tomorrow, Miguel.
Okay.
And bid you all adieu.
Continue sending emails in. We love hearing from you guys. People really love the email segment, but it only works when you guys send us emails. So
wave.
And do the waves. Comment on whatever.
And please use the Amazon link.
Yes. Very helpful
important.
to us. So with that, we will call it a day. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you guys then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.